Hey folks, Steve here. How you doing? Lately I've been diving back into trailer videos, trailer tour videos, tool trailers, of course. And, just one came up on the feed, led to another, led to another. So I've been watching a few of them. And I have noticed a theme, because not all of them certainly are done in like a Ron Paulk build out like this. But I have noticed a theme in that ideas are certainly, in a lot of trailers, consistent. And one idea that I am finding that is super consistent in some iteration is these tool cubbies. And I cannot say enough about how much I like these tool cubbies and what they do for organization of tools, for storage of tools, for retrieval of tools. If first and second order retrieval, I need a driver. Let's go. Battery on the tool. Hey, I need a drill right behind it because small trailer, double tool per cubby because I don't have very many spaces. Hammer drill, let's go. Bid on it even. So with that, I have noticed that several trailers, not all of them, there's a lot of trailers set up completely differently, and I love the variety. It's really great to see all different ideas out there. When I go to build a new trailer, I have always entertained the idea of, hey, I'm going to do an identical SMART or a modified SMART trailer, like this one but bigger, being able to do more of the Ron Paulk thing on this side as well as this side. But there is a lot of credibility to many other ideas out there. So I want to make sure that over the next year and a half, before I'm able to order that wonderful trailer, get it in, and think about the build out, that I want to keep an open mind. But with that being said, whether I build an identical SMART because I love it, it's tried, it's tested, it's true for me, a lot of time, but I know that the time is worth it to spend on a build out like this. However, not everybody has that time, or not everybody feels it's worth it. Not everyone needs this kind of organization because they do things differently. Thus, 100,000 different trailer videos out there. But I do know that in whatever iteration, like many trailers out there, this idea of the tool cubby in some way, shape, or form that has made it into many trailers, this is going to make it back into mine. And I will actually, because I'm going to have a much taller trailer, because I'm right here, so I think 6 foot, and it's not quite 6 foot inside. Fortunately, I'm a hobbit, so I fit. But it really restricted me, not knowing what I was doing. It really restricted me, because ideally what I would have loved to do is I would have loved to have like a middle tool cubby section. So you have tool cubby 1, tool cubby 3 if you're following the SMART plans, but tool cubby 2 in the middle, which is a blend of the depth of this one, which is about 20 inches deep, but the height of the bottom one, which is about 14 inches tall. This is like 14 by 14. I'm making numbers up here, but I'm pretty sure it's like 14 by 14. And this is like 20 by 16 or something like that. And so it's a blend. And that would give me a whole new bank of organization for tools in slots instead of having to double up. So, really great stuff. I've said this on many videos, so this is nothing new. But these tool cubbies have really kind of performed, and I see them in so many different trailers, even those that are not Ron Paulk related at all, but yet they have some kind of a system similar to this, whether they say, oh yeah, and got the Paulk style tool cubbies or something, or whether they're just, yeah, we have these individual organizers for that. Whatever it is, I like this. So can't say enough about the tool cubbies. So I'm going to show you my tool cubbies quickly. I'll just kind of run down through and I'll run back through just to give you an idea of what I have in here with the 6 foot here and about the 7.5 foot down here of tool cubby runs that I have, and I've actually managed to fit in quite a bit of tools. Due to the fact that I am really maxed out with tools, almost all of my tool cubbies do have 2 tools, and so there I have kind of right prime real estate. That's my bank of 2 flashlights. That would be a driver and a drill, followed by a driver and a drill, followed by a driver and a drill. Here upside down, because it's a very top-heavy tool, is an impact wrench. That's really for changing tires. That's why those 2 sockets are right down there. Those are the 2 prime sizes for tire lugs. And in the back, you can see I have a right-angle driver there. Here's my drywall cubby. So I have a driver, and then I have a drywall trimmer in the back. Then it gets into saws, track saw, extra blades, 7 1/4 blade right extra blades. Here's a multi-tool. That's one tool that actually is in its own cubby because it really doesn't work any other way. It's too tall to stand up. Here I have 2 routers. I have a corded router, and in the back there, I don't know if you can see it, I have a cordless router. 2 jigsaws. One jigsaw on the left is permanently set up with a column scoping foot, and because it's permanently set up for that, I went ahead and got a flat shoe or a flat deck jigsaw, which is kind of the grab and go-to for just standard cutting. Here is again one tool in a cubby. That's rare for me, and that is my 60-volt grinder, because it's just so long, it's the only thing that fits. But I do have some extra blades in there, or discs. Some reference material, actually, in a small cubby. That'd be probably just 2 inches wide, and so I have 2 on wiring, and then I have 1 on plumbing, and I rarely ever go to any of those except for sometimes a wiring diagram. 23 gauge pin nailer, 18 gauge brad nailer, and 16 gauge trim nail. One of my few air tools that remain, that's an 18 gauge stapler. Then you get to the top bank of cubbies, and so there is my cordless framer. Then I have an air roofer, and I have one of those air palm nailers. Up here, taking advantage of the width of this cubby, I've added that horizontal divider, and so I've been able to fit my palm and orbital. And then up here, one of my rare corded tools, which is a corded belt sander. That's a 4x24. Over here, I have a cordless vac. And here I have my go-to workhorse of a circular saw. That's a blade left 6.5 inch. Again, one of my rare corded tools. That's a corded Ryobi set up with a diamond saw, and I use that for masonry. Narrow cubby, taking advantage of creating another horizontal divider. I have my long reciprocating saw. It's kind of like the 2-handed version. And then up here I have the single-handed version of the reciprocating saw. Again, 2 tools, power planer in back, if you can see that. And then up front I have my D-handled rafter saw. In the back you're going to see a high torque, low speed mixing drill. It's a 60 volt. And then in front of it is the 1-inch SDS rotary hammer with one of the bits. And winding out the cubbies, this is my joist drill, and it's 60 volt and it barely fits. You can see, by the way, that even with those deep cubbies, I actually have 2 tools, and sorry for the focus there. I have 2 tools that actually stick proud, and that would be that joist drill and that D-handled. However, the D-handled would recess if it weren't for that power planer. Nothing I can do about this one. So regardless of any ideas that I use from any other trailer builds, and the closer I get to that trailer, the more closely I am going to look at and actually create a playlist of those different trailer builds that I really like. I see some cool ideas from that may or may not be based on this kind of style of trailer. I mean, this is ideal for me. I love this thing. Why would I stray from it? I don't know. But I don't want to be so closed-minded and so focused on a particular design that I'm ignoring anything else out there that may do a job, may customize, may modify, that will work for my workflow or will serve my workflow best. And so I want to keep that in mind. I know Richard, Renovations and Repairs out of Michigan, his trailer was pretty close Ron Paulk, version 2 or something like that. I think it's an art trailer, ART, awesome rolling toolbox. Cool acronym. And I believe his next trailer, he is going, I believe he'll use components from that, but I think he's moving away from like a strict design based on that plan. And he is going, you know, now that he's lived with it for 6 or 7 years, he knows what he wants. He knows what's going to work for him. And so it's going to be, you know, a lot different. So I'm anxious to see that particular trailer. And I'm assuming his trailer will be done by the time I'm actually buying my new one. But tool cubbies, great way to go. I've seen them look a lot of different ways. Mine looked like the Ron Paulk method of building because I bought his plans, I watched his videos, and I made them just like that because I'm someone who is not strong on creating from scratch ideas that are awesome and cool, no matter how many iterations you have to go through in order to get them like dialed in. But I can take an idea and I can say, wow, that has a lot of credibility. I can see that, and I can make it my own. I can modify it. I'm very good with that. I think the 3M company was, we don't invent it, we just make it better. Something like that was one of their taglines back a bunch of years ago. And that's kind of like me. I don't know as I make it better, but what I do know is that I make it more workable for me, more useful, more versatile for me, but I need the nugget of the idea somehow. I'm not necessarily going to come up with these tool cubbies on my own, but now that the seed is planted, I can figure this out and I can modify it and I can make it do other things besides. I thought about this for drawers, for the long drawers. My new trailer should have 3 or 4 8-foot long drawers. Now they're not going to be huge, I don't know, 12 inches by 12 inches, but I'm going to have 3 of them. And in there, I can imagine having all of these grooves right here, these 1/4-inch grooves every 1 or 2 inches. And then the ability to insert vertical dividers in order to divide up the materials, because that's what I see in these long drawers is they are material holders. So you open up the drawer like Richard, again, Renovations and Repairs. Hey, Richard, wow, thank you very much. Love your trailer. That, he opens that one drawer up and it's all electrical, and it's a little rolling Home Depot for electrical, all divided out. It's all right there. It's all organized. Whereas my stuff is in one drawer. I only have a small quantity of it, and I do a lot of electrical. So I can see using this idea in a drawer system as opposed to fixing like a 1/2-inch plywood for dividers and screwing in from the sides, which you can do. But I can see this being more versatile because, again, you're just picking up slots and moving them. And it would just be really easy to then partition off and dial in the organization in a drawer as opposed to a tool cubby. So things like that. Well, thank you very much, folks, for sticking with me. I really appreciate it. If you hadn't already, please like and subscribe. If you certainly like the video and you want to subscribe, ring the bell if you want to get notified when I drop videos. I'm not on any regular schedule these days, but at least the video is out and you had the choice of going, hey, that looks cool, or nah, I'm not thinking about that one. No, don't need to see you install another garbage disposal. All right. So thank you very much for everything. The channel's growing, and it's all because of you all. So thank you very much, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great day. You deserve it. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Taking advantage of magnets where I can, where I have extra parts. And so I just have a lot of ability to grab and go when necessary. There's a tool up there as well. Not so much down here. I haven't really taken advantage too much of magnets, except right in there and there. These are bits for the drywall trimmer, and that's a wrench for one of the two saws.